It's my pleasure to be sharing my knowledge again with everyone today. And like I said in the introduction, my name is Oladatun, and I teach. I share my experience on this platform, Learn with Dotun. And for this series, we'll be focusing on generative AI. And in this class and in this session, we will be talking about SEO writing with generative AI. And what do I mean by that? What's all of this is about? I will start now. So in the context of SEO writing, what is SEO writing? What are the key concepts? I will in a moment open up our class board. Start a new whiteboard. I will. Okay, allow anyone with this link to view it. So I will continue. Let's see if you all can have access to it. Let me know in the comment section if you've been able to access it. Okay, good. I've shared. Nice. Okay, so let's go to class, and I will open up the class board, and I will just SEO. It means search engine optimization. Okay, that is what this is all about. And what we are trying to learn today is how to use AI to really write well. And what does this mean? What does search engine optimization mean? It means that you're writing content that enables, search engines to understand your context, right? Context and content, right? And to match the search intent. Okay, so first, writing content enables search engines to understand your context and content easily. So, yeah. So let's call that easily. And then the other thing that you're trying to do with writing, then it also helps search engines to match search intent, okay, to your content. Okay. So what am I trying to say here? So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to understand what search engine optimization means, especially when it comes to writing. And the concept is that we are writing content that enables search engines. And search engines in this case, I mean, for example, Bing, for example, Google, those search engines where people go to search. So today you type in on your browser and you search for something on Google and you say, what is the meaning of artificial intelligence? Well, what Google will do then is to look at your search intent and will look at the content that everybody has produced and try to match your search intent to content that actually answers your questions. So our goal in this class is to help you understand how do you write in such a way that your content is, well, first, easily understood by the search engines, that the search engines can easily identify your content and the search intents that you're trying to address, and also match it with the search intent of readers, people who are searching on the internet and wants to read something on the internet, or wants to read something about a topic that you'll be writing about. So our goal when we are as writers is to write content that does well on Google, which means that Google is able to recommend it. And it's usually, when we say recommending, it means that it's maybe on the first page, usually the first 10, 20 content that is recommended. Let's just go through a quick example of what I'm trying to cover today. Let's do a search of, say, what is the meaning of search engine optimization? Just to give us an example of how what we're trying to talk about looks like. So I have put this search, what is the meaning of search engine optimization, on my screen. And let me bold the screen a little bit. Yes. And just immediately, Google has gone ahead to give me recommendations. And you can see that is recommendations from different people or different persons that have ever written anything at all about search engine optimization. Different websites, different writers, different authors have authored something about search engine optimization, and they've written it there. And we'll get into details of how does Google decide, or how do they eventually decide on all of these things? Who do they bring first? Why did they bring this one first? You know, why is this one? Why are these ones further down? How do I ensure that when I write, my writing comes close to the top as top as possible? How do we ensure of that? We get into all of that content, but you understand what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to give you giving you the background of what search engine optimization means, and how do we ensure that the content that you're writing is rich, is good, is valuable, is helpful, and it makes a lot of sense, and that when I read it, I get as much information as I need. That is our goal for this class. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. So in the context of, now in the context of artificial intelligence, what we're trying to do is everything that you would normally do as a human, that is like, writing all of these contents to match search engine, to be optimized for search engines. That task of going through that process of writing and making sure that your content ranks well on Google, or ranks well, or aside from just Google, even if you're not writing to post online, whether you're writing articles, or you're writing your CV, or you're writing your statement of purpose when you're writing maybe academic applications, or you're writing for a PhD, to ensure that you write good content that makes a lot of sense and captures the heart of the reader. That is the whole purpose of AI SEO writing, that you're letting AI now take over that responsibility. And knowing all of the things that we've talked so far in our AI class, we've talked a lot about computational linguistics. We've talked a lot about entities. We've talked a lot about natural language processing and how AI breaks down your content into entities, how those entities are then passed through what you call stemming and lemmatization. And after all of that, understanding the parts of speech and how each of those entities and those words relate with each other. All of that context is now what we are bringing into AI SEO writing. And so the key concepts that we're going to cover today are entities, keywords, or what, aside from keywords, other keywords will cover what you call LSI keywords. Those are latent semantic indexing keywords. I'll talk us through all of that. Then I'll talk about keywords density. That is the percentage of each keyword in the entire article. And then I would, if there is enough time, I will give you also additional information about what we call schemas. Those ones are more into those writing content for Google and for Google rankings. And I would also, cover the areas of title and headings and how you optimize your title, your headings, and the general content of the article to make it really search engine optimized, or in this case, optimized for the reader, or optimized for the audience, or optimized for even yourself or whoever the purpose of your content is being tailored for. Now, what you must know is that this task is not only valuable for people that are writing, it's valuable for people that create content on social media, short form content, long form content. We now know that Twitter, now called X, allows long form content, especially if you are a verified user and you are paid for the blue tick. Then you can post long form content, and knowing that also all these contents are now geared towards also driving revenue for the content creators. We know now that on X, if you're able to write good content and people engage with your content, then you can also earn income because they can advertise under your post. So if you are able to write content that are engaging and captivating your audience, then there is a potential that you can also earn income from that. So this course is very valuable for you, understanding what we call entities, what are keywords, what are LSI keywords, and also understanding how the importance of keyword density in your content. We will go through all of that in a moment. In the previous class, we talked a lot about the term named entity recognition as part of the key functionalities of or the methods that natural language processing or processors use to process our text, or words, or sentences. And we talked about named entity recognition as that process of identifying entities, classifying named entities in your text. Could be place, people, organizations, or events. And I also talked about tokenization, which is breaking down your words into tokens. And those tokens are then used as part of what is being fetched into AI to get your response. We talked about stemming, which is reducing the words to their root form, i.e. running, ran, runs. They all stem from the word run. And we talked also about lemmatization. Lemmatization being the process of reducing words to their dictionary form, which is, for example, if you talk about running, ran, runs, all of that, you're bringing it, you're lemmatizing it to run, because run is the dictionary word that is then, the meaning is then extended into like different forms of verbs. Past tense, present tense, present continuous tense, and all of that. And that's the process, that's what lemmatization helps you to do. I will then, so let's pick the different concepts one by one. I will quickly run through the concepts, and then I will go into AI to actually, do a form of practice and actually get us to use, pick a keyword. You can, before we get there, you can start to think of maybe a title that you want to write about, or let's say an article that you like to write about. You can start to think of it now, and I will ask us to, post a title that you would like to write about. You can start to think of those titles. I will pick one or two up, and I will walk us through how to, start from the beginning to, writing the article, to picking the entities that you are going to focus on, to creating the outline, and then to start picking each heading one by one, or each sub-heading one by one, and breaking it down into sub-headings and writing out the content. I will go through that. But while you're thinking that, try to understand what we're talking about here, entities. Entity is an item or an element that is relevant to the user's intent. So ab initio, when you're writing, there has to be a purpose. And I believe that that purpose would determine, for example, that purpose is determined or initiated or orchestrated because you are trying to fulfill an intent. You should not even start writing if you do not have the user's intent at heart. So the first thing you must clarify when you want to write is, what is the user's intent? right? And based on the user's intent, you would now need to identify what are the key or relevant entities. AI will do that for you. But I'm just giving you understanding of what entities mean. Entities here is an item or element that is relevant to the user's intent. And those entities define data that can be extracted from the sentences. It helps us to determine how the user's intent or how the user's request is being executed by AI. So it's also how real world or concepts can be classified and identified. I took time to explain how entities are used in natural language processing to extract information from text. So think about entities this way. This is how I want us to think about entities. Think about entities as in a sentence. Let's use an example. I will open ChatGPT now. I believe we all have ChatGPT. And we all know how to, for example, maybe use it. For this class, I will be using, I understand that not everybody will have the paid version. I'm currently using the paid version, but I will drop down to the regular version, the one that everybody uses. So we are seeing the same thing. So you don't feel like I'm doing magic with my own paid version. So we're going to do exactly the same thing that you're able to do. If you have ChatGPT, open up ChatGPT and let us type the same thing. Let us type, we want to identify entities in a text, but before that, let's just type how to cook jollof rice. A party guest of 6 people, or let's say of 10 people. For party guests of 10 people. Let's do this. Let's type this, and wow, AI is already doing all of that. Wow, jollof rice is ready. Bam, we have the steps, we have everything. But how do you think that AI now, like, how do you think that AI understands everything that we're trying to do, and even give us the ingredients, give us instructions of how to do the cooking? Voila, you have your jollof rice ready. Well, the concept of this is understanding what you just typed here. I will do a simple task now. After you've done that, I believe that you follow that other process that I talked to you about in the last class, which is setting your custom instructions. I believe that everybody will have done that. If you haven't done that, you should watch the last videos that we covered on custom instructions, the prompt engineering video. You should watch it. It's very important. It's on YouTube now. Just search for Learn with Dotun and watch that class. Maybe after the class, you can watch our concept of custom instructions, so that we're getting similar or something close to one another. Please let me just check. Did you get the same or similar content that I just got? I hope everybody is getting it. I hope everybody is also following this class and its instructions. Just type this in your ChatGPT: how to cook jollof rice for party guests of 10 people. Type it, and we will walk through this. That's what I typed into ChatGPT, and I just want to walk us through this. Now, let's identify the tokens. So I'm just going to pass another prompt now and say, identify the tokens, rather the entities. Identify the entities in the text below. Okay, and I will paste in the text. How to cook jollof rice, identify and classify, and classify the entities in the text below. How to cook jollof rice for a party guest of 10 people. Let's just do that and see what we get from here. Now, I just wanted to give you guys the old concept of entities and how AI understands your text. So again, I will share what the prompts that I just gave it now, so we all are on the same page. So I just gave you also that what I typed in. And please just try your best to follow this class. It's very important. This is how you write. You don't just write without understanding the entities. And I'm starting with the first concept, which is entity. Now look at how I broke it down. I hope you can all see my screen. Let me enlarge it a little bit more. Okay, good. So it says, sure, I can identify the class and classify the entities in the given text. The first entity here is the action, cook. This is a verb representing the main action of the text, which is cooking. Dish, jollof rice. This is the specific dish that the text is about. Occasion, party. This indicates the context in which the jollof rice is being prepared, which is for a party. Quantity, 10 people. This specifies the number of guests for whom the jollof rice is being prepared. These entities provide the key information about what the text is discussing and the details related to it. This is how the AI broke down your information. And now you understood that you are cooking jollof rice for 10 people at a party, period. Knowing that, he then went ahead to give you the recipe that you're going to make, the ingredients. Gave you the ingredients that's enough for 10 people, and then gave you the instructions of how to cook it. Wash the rice thoroughly in cold water and set it aside to drain. Heat the vegetable oil in a large pot. We can go on reading all of that. But the point is, AI knows that you're going to cook jollof rice because it has broken it down. Action, dish, occasion, quantity. That's what I meant by identify and classify the entities in the text below. I can do it for a large group of text, or I can do it for small ones. But the point here is that he has been able to break it down into small portions, identify the task, identify the action, the dish, the occasion, the quantity, and went ahead to do the cooking. So we now understand this. The relationship between the entities and the different attributes of the entities. That's what we just did. He picked entity 1, found out the attributes, picked entity 2, found out the attributes, picked entity 3, found out the attributes, and how all of these are interconnected and interwoven, and is able to form a context, form a meaning, a sense out of what you have typed in. That is the function of entities when you want to write. So the first thing you must always do is, when you want to write, what are the key entities that you must focus on for this topic? It is your first task. It is the task that helps the AI to understand what you are trying to do. So next we will talk okay, so let me just provide a further breakdown. This is just another example. I think I've already covered this. Could you book a restaurant in Manhattan? The intent, restaurant booking. The entities, location, Manhattan. And I just did that practically for you also here, which I broke down. The entities here: action is cooking, the dish is jollof rice, the occasion is party, and the quantity is 10 people. Okay, so now given that understanding, let's move on to the next concept in AI SEO writing: the keywords. Keywords in the context of SEO writing are the words or phrases that people are likely to use when searching for information on a particular topic. They help to improve your website ranking in search engine results pages. That's SERP. So when you hear SERP, it's all about search engine result pages. So like I said, keywords, they are in the context of SEO writing, are the words or phrases that people are likely to use when searching. So when I say keywords, what I'm saying is that when you are doing SEO, or you're writing, or you're doing anything, you must have your keywords. Those keywords, those are the words that people are likely to use. So when you're choosing keywords, you have to understand that what are people likely to use to do this search? In other words, you are saying, what are people searching for? You have to understand that that is a job to find. Now, could you use AI to find keywords? Yes. But could you also use AI to find keywords that people are searching for? Yes. But the challenge is, for what purpose? Like, what are you trying to write about? You have to understand what you're trying to write about versus what people are searching for. Now, you need to know what people are searching for, the right keywords that people are searching for. That is what you are going to use to now point to what you want to write about. So let me give you an illustration of that on this on the board. So we just talked about keywords. Okay, so keywords. What people are searching for. But it's also, so the first thing is, what are people searching for? Let that lead you what you are writing about. It has to be that way. Now, you want to write about something. While you have an interest, you have a passion to write about, for example, artificial intelligence. Great. The first thing you need to find is, what are people searching about under artificial intelligence? And that is your goal. Your goal is to know what people are searching for, and that will now help you to give a context to what you're writing about, not the other way. Because even if you have what you want to write about, before you write that, you need to find what people are searching for and use that as a guide to what you are going to now write, even in the context of what you're writing. Because your goal is to satisfy the search intent. And you remember previously about entities. Entities being what is leading up to the search intent, the intent of that person that is searching. Our goal is to match that search intent with our content. And the content that you're writing has to reflect what people are searching for. That is the bottom line. Okay? So there are different types of keywords, and we'll go into describing that just now. So there's what you call the primary keyword, there's what you call the secondary keyword, and there's what you call the long tail keywords. So what are primary keywords? They are like the most important parts of your writing. They are like it should be the keyword that you want to rank for in SERP. That's the search engine result pages. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all the time you're writing for Google SERPs or you're writing for Bing SERPs. That's not necessarily what this is about. It could be maybe you're writing for ATS, the ATS rankings. ATS rankings in this way, in this context mean, okay, so let's do the whiteboard and just quickly run through your goal when you're writing. You're writing for SERPs. You're writing for SERPs. You're writing for SERPs. That's the and SERPs, that is search engine result pages. Okay, and I usually there are lots of them, but the most popular ones that everybody talk about, which are very popular, Bing and Google. Yahoo also used to be very very large, but they are not. They are very sorry, I had an interruption there with a call. Search engine result pages. I hope you can all still see my screen. SERPs, Bing, Google, and I talked about Yahoo as well as search engine results pages. And you could also be writing to beat ATS ranking. And you could also be writing for your your professor. It could be for your professor. You could also be writing to address. So let's put ATS rankings here. This is what is used for academic. I mean, for job applications. Those are tools that are used by what do you call them now? The recruiters to feed out applicants and rank them, and use that as a way to determine who they invite for the interview. So you could be writing for your professor, you could be writing for your publisher, so the old game here is you're writing for something, you're optimizing for something. How you then optimize vary. Specifically for SAPs, there's a way to write, and for all these other ones, there's also a way to write. We will get into all of that in a moment. Now, the secondary keywords. These are keywords that are related to your primary keyword. They can help to improve the ranking of your page for your primary keywords. So let's go back to here and discuss what that is about. Secondary keywords. So let's discuss what are secondary keywords. Secondary keywords are like keywords that are related to your primary keywords. The whole idea of using secondary keywords is to provide relevance, something relevant, to provide additional context that helps the AI to know better what your search, what your writing is about, and how it's addressing the readers. So you could use secondary keywords. For example, if you're writing about, so let's use, quickly, let's employ ChatGPT to give us, I am writing. So let's continue in this, our jollof rice exercise. We want to continue our jollof rice cooking exercise. And let's say I'm a writer and I want to write about how to cook jollof rice. I want to write an article that will rank very well, so that when somebody search how to cook jollof rice on Google SERP, my article comes first. So let's go to how to cook jollof rice. Suggest. Okay, so I'll give it a role now. Act as an SEO writing expert. You are writing an article. Notice how I started. Act as an SEO writing expert. So I'm setting the stage for the AI now. Don't forget all the past concepts that I've taught you about how to prompt AI to give you good content. So act as an SEO writing expert. You're writing an article on the keyword how to cook jollof rice. Okay. Yeah. You want suggest. So here on the primary keyword, so we need to note this as the primary keyword. Suggest let's say top 20 secondary keywords related to the primary keyword. Suggest the top 20 secondary keywords in, so I like to put this one in descending order of importance. So Now the thing is this task is a very the concept of AI writing and SEO writing is not something that is very small, but I'm just giving you like a guide on how to go through this. So we want the primary keyword. We have the primary keyword. We want to get this, top 20 secondary keywords in descending order of importance related to the primary keyword. Okay, so let's try this and let's see what we get. Good. And it goes ahead and give us, here are the top 20 keywords in descending order of importance. Jollof rice recipe. Look, how did he know that jollof rice is a Nigerian food? Well, it's because now I'm going much deeper into what I want to write, and I'm like focusing on, like, I want to write in such a way, I want to write in such a way that makes sense and captures the mind and heart of the reader. Well, the AI knows that if I'm going to write about jollof rice, your jollof rice recipe or jollof rice article is never complete if you have not mentioned Nigerian jollof rice. So it's suggesting these are the keywords that I have to put in my article. In fact, it even suggested Ghanaian jollof rice. I'm sorry to all the Ghanaians in the house if you are in the house, but well, AI is suggesting here that Nigerian jollof rice is actually very important. I have to put it here. But it's also telling me that, well, Ghanaian jollof rice is also important, but there are also other West African jollof rice. But because, for example, Senegal also has their own jollof rice, which is actually quite different from our regular Nigerian rice. And I do understand that actually their own jollof rice is actually very relevant because I think there's potentially, I think, a town or a city named after it. So again, the point is you have to include all of these keywords when you're writing your article. That's the whole idea of using secondary keywords that are similar to the primary keywords. So when I'm writing now, I know that somewhere in my article, I have to use this word spicy jollof rice. Somewhere in my article. Somewhere in my article, there has to be something like a one-pot jollof rice. How I craft that word or how I craft the sentence to include these words are then my own responsibility. But I will get to that step in a moment. So notice what we have done now. We have our primary keyword. We now have our secondary keyword. That's the next step. Now I will talk you through the next step. Another one is the long tail keywords. These are more specific and less competitive keywords than short tail keywords, right? They can be a good way to target niche audiences. So remember that I talked about a primary keyword, I talked about secondary keyword, and now I've talked about how your secondary keyword are being generated. Let's go through the same instructions again. I said now let's look for how to cook. Suggest, let's say, top 20 long tail keywords. So we have replaced secondary keywords with long tail keywords in descending order of importance related to the primary keyword. So let's go through this process again and let's see what we get. Good. So now these are secondary keywords, and now the AI is going to give us something more interesting. Even went deeper now. This says, certainly when optimizing an article for SEO with primary keyword, how to cook jollof rice, using long tail keywords can help target specific user queries. Here are the top 20 long tail keywords in descending order of importance related to the primary keyword. So for example, you're writing jollof rice, an article about jollof rice, how to cook jollof rice. You have to talk about classic Nigerian jollof rice recipe step by step. You have to talk about, maybe you want to talk about easy one-pot jollof rice for beginners. These are how you craft those words into your article that lets the search engine understand what you're writing and also guides the reader. So for example, somebody somewhere may have been searching classic Nigerian jollof rice recipe step by step, or somebody might have typed even you, I'm sure somebody in this group might have typed it at one point in time, jollof rice recipe step by step. Somehow people search for it, and AI knows that and is giving us suggestions on what to use, on how to draft your article to capture this market. That is the market of the people that are actually doing the search. So notice, just start to notice how we're following. What I will do is at the end of the class, I'm going to send you a link, right? For example, the chat, this chat. I'm going to send you, copy this link. Let's just do that. So at the end of the class, I'll do it again, but let me just quickly do it now. If you open it, it should lead you to what we have been searching so far. So that is the link to all the queries that I have passed into ChatGPT so far. So in case you want to also follow along or learn what. So if you click on that link, it should take you to what I've typed in so far. Now let's go back to our discussion and let's talk about the criteria that lets you choose your keywords. So I've been talking so far about keywords and how relevant they are for your writing and all that. But when you want to choose your keywords, there are important criteria that you have to look out for. The relevance. Notice that when I was writing my instruction, I put in something. I said, act as an SEO writing expert. You are writing an article on the primary keyword, how to cook jollof rice. Suggest top 20 long-tail keywords in descending order of importance. There is something called relevance. Your keywords has to be important, has to be very relevant for the article that you're trying to write about. So you don't just pick any keywords. You have to think about relevance. How is it relevant to the audience, to the article, to the, to the people that you're targeting your content for? Because they are the goal, they are the bottom line. They always say that the customer is always right. Why? Especially when it comes to SEO writing and people looking at your content, the reader is always right. He's the one that is looking for that content. He's the one that is looking for information. You don't just write for yourself because you want to write. You have to write for the reader. So, and in this case, the reader is looking for something. It's important that you write those keywords or use those keywords that are very relevant to your article, but also meets the search intent of the reader. Remember, I told you something about the search engines. Their goal is to match the search query, which is the intent of the reader, to the content of your article. So they are looking at your content, they're looking at the search intent of the reader, and they are matching the most relevant ones. That's the goal. Let's go back to the presentation. So there's also what's called search volume. Now, this relevance, search volume, and competition. You could actually call it the holy grail of writing. Let me do that in the here, and I will call it the holy grail of SEO writing. What you're looking for in the holy grail of SEO writing is, number one, relevance, which is, you could call it also the search intent. You want to match the search intent. The second thing is volume, the search volume. Under the search volume, here you are looking for, what you're looking for under search volume is high volume. You're looking for high volume. Well, this is sort of like, you remember I said holy grail of SEO writing, but I will tell you, I will disappoint your mind in a moment. And after the search volume, you want to also talk about competition. The competitiveness of the keyword. You are looking for low competition. I'll tell you why this is very important. Now, Is there anything, you hear this a lot, holy grail of SEO writing, what should you focus on? Is relevance, which is the search intent, the search volume, and competition. You're looking for low competition, you're looking for high volume, and you're looking for to be able to match the search intent. Now, for writers, how do you find that balance between the three? Knowing that if the search volume is already high, there is a possibility that there is also competition, that the competition is equally high. Because everybody wants to write what has high volume searches, because that's the goal. You want people to see your content. You want everybody to talk about you. It's like what happens on social media when they say viral content. Oh, my content went viral. There's a lot of likes, there's a lot of views, and all of that. I know that's what the psychology of what social media is all about, going viral. And that's what writing high content that has high volume searches is about. But once the volume is high, there is a very high probability, 99% probability, for example, that the competition is equally high. How do you find high volume, low volume, low competition keywords in the marketplace? I will be showing you that in a moment. So let's go back to our presentation. So remember that I've already covered the aspect of search intent, volume, and competition. Keep that at the back of your mind. It is the primary thing. It's the holy grail. If you can strike that, you strike gold. It's like you're struck gold. Every time you find a keyword that matches the search intent of the reader, that has a high volume search and has a low competition, then you're going viral. Why? Because you've struck something. It means that a lot of people are searching for this thing, but not many writers, not many high authority writers have covered it deep enough or have covered it well enough. And that your job will now be to write the content that actually is very good, is valuable, is informative, and everybody is looking for it. Then you are just struck gold. The keyword tips: use keywords in your title and in your headings. Like when you write, there's the title, there's the body of the article, there's the headings for each section. Your goal is to make sure that you're using your keywords in the title. So let's quickly run something through our noteboard. So when you write, you have title. All articles carry one title. Then you have the body of the article. Here you could call it the main heading, like heading. And under the heading, you have the title. Let's call this the title. And under the body of the article, you have what you call the subheadings. And this is, you have the subheadings. Let's expand this. You have subheadings in the body. And your goal is to make sure that, so here, let's say the title of this article is the one that we have been talking about, how to cook jollof rice. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Let's create subheadings. So we'll go ahead with using a combination of, so we have the primary keyword, then we'll have the secondary keywords, and so here we have the long tail keywords. So let's use this to create an outline. Create a comprehensive outline for the article titled, in this case, we put the primary keyword. Okay. Use up to 3 optimized, up to, let's say, create minimum of 3 and maximum of 5 subheadings. Okay, under each heading. Okay, now let's leave this task actually for the next slide after it has created the comprehensive outline. So create a comprehensive outline for the article titled the primary keyword. Okay, so in this case, our primary keyword is, so I'm just showing you how to, like a workflow of, how to go through step by step. Your primary keyword in this case is how to cook jollof rice. So your secondary keyword in this case is, in this case, you go into your secondary keyword and you pick your secondary keywords here. So you can copy all of them. Sorry. So let's just minimize so we can have the entire thing on one page. Okay, so these are my top 20 secondary keywords. I will still walk you through some other methods. This is just one method. So now you have your secondary keywords. Now you are going to put in your long tail keywords. Let's go up here. Remember that you have something here called long tail keywords. So you have to set it up just like this. It works better for me every time I follow the procedure like this. So then you go into your long tail keywords here, and then you also do the exact same process. You copy everything and you put them in that long tail keywords box. So you put them here, and so now you have them, and then you can ask it to then go ahead and create like an outline for you. So, and it just does that. Says how to cook jollof rice, a flavorful journey. Introduction, and says you should write about the brief overview of jollof rice as a beloved West African dish. The importance of mastering the art of cooking jollof rice. Mention the primary keyword, how to cook jollof rice. Then it goes to the next step, getting started with jollof rice. The basics, how to cook jollof rice. The jollof rice recipe. Then B said choosing the right rice, discussing the importance of long grain parboiled rice, highlight of the role of rice quality in jollof rice, essential kitchen equipment, mention the common kitchen tools needed for jollof rice preparation. Then the next section, it covers the Nigerian jollof rice experience, the secondary keyword being Nigerian jollof rice, exploring regional variations. So now you see, it's not just talking only about jollof rice. Now it's asking you to talk about the Nigerian jollof rice, the West African jollof rice, mostly the ones from Senegal, and then it's saying the comparative analysis, Ghanaian versus the Nigerian jollof rice. And then it goes on to the next step, which is cooking the jollof rice itself, the step-by-step procedure. Then it talks about preparing the pepper and tomato paste, sorting the aromatics, incorporating spices and seasonings, adding protein, all of that. Then tips for success talks about emphasize key cooking techniques, achieving the perfect rice texture, balancing the spice level, timing and temperature control. Now, see how this has helped us to take cooking jollof rice to the next level. Not just dumping a query on AI and say, write me a jollof rice. No, here we are going through a systematic process of actually finding the keywords that we need. So we found the keywords, we found the primary keyword, the secondary keywords, and here we also have the ingredients. So at the time, now these are something. So remember that we already have the ingredients here. So when I'm going into actually writing it, I will write it step by step. I will write the introduction, I will write getting started with jollof rice. I will do all of that. But even at this introduction stage, I will search for key entities. I will give it this section and say, based on this, give me the key entities that has to be in this article. And I will go like that, one step at a time. I will find the key entities. I know the keywords I need to use. So I have the key. I will need to also find the key entities. And based on that, I will start. So let's do a simple exercise now. Let me find the key entities that I need to insert in this article. So we'll go again, the usual procedure. Acting as an SEO expert and an experienced, let's call it West African, chef, okay, who specializes in cooking jollof rice recipe. Okay, yeah. Write a list of top 40 entities in descending order of importance related to the primary keywords secondary keywords listed in the past, in your past responses. Okay, I might as well just list them again below. So let's just grab entities and just be sure that we are writing with the right entities. So I will just come back here to the last query here and just copy this last query. Just so I'm sure that I'm covering all the grounds that I need to cover. So we put them here, and then we go in here and ask it to give us the, okay, good. So we have the top, give me up to 42. Okay. So we have all the entities here: jollof rice, cooking jollof rice recipe, one pot jollof rice with chicken, and all those are the different entities. And I can now start to go into writing my article. Now, the thing is, with all of this information, we're almost ready to start writing the article. So now we have an outline, we have the entities, we have the keywords. We can start getting into actually now writing our content. But see the process that I've gone through. From the start, I started with actually, asking it to, how to put just a generalistic question. I then went on to identify and classify the entities in the text below, just fluffing around. Then I now went into actually writing keywords that are related to it. That's one process of using, just basically ChatGPT to go and the entire process. I could go a step further. Remember that everything I've done now, I've done it with the default GPT 3.5 with all my custom instructions and stuff. I could do exactly the same thing, but this time when I want to do the next one, I could actually go and use Bing and say combine the existing current internet information, add it to all the things that you want to do now. So let's do a little exercise. Let me do the exact same query that I've been doing so far. Let me just do one or two from the beginning and just see how the response differ a little bit. But just to do a quick check, are we all on the same page? Are we following? Is it making sense? Are you following closely? Are you understanding this process so far? Are you guys here? Okay, somebody raised his or her hand now. Can you please unmute yourself and talk? Temi Tokwe, I saw that you raised your hand just now. You can unmute and talk. Hello, somebody wants to talk there. All right, I will continue. If you have any question, you can get across again. I will look at it. So we want to just pick one of the queries that we've been running so far and just run it again. But this time, let's run it to through ChatGPT. Okay, so Act is an SEO. Okay, so let's just do this example. This time we are using the Bing internet that comes with the with ChatGPT. I know you don't have access to the paid version. I will show you another hack that is something close to what I'm doing now, what I'm just about to do in just a moment. Okay, so let's pass it through the one that does web browsing. Let's see how the response is different. This time around, the ranking is actually a little bit different. It's actually ranking Ghanaian jollof rice closer to Nigerian jollof rice in this primary key, in this task of identifying the secondary keywords that are related to our primary keywords. So now look at what it's done. It's gone to Bing, it's browsed Bing, and it has come back with response that is saying jollof rice recipe. We are looking for, on this task, we are looking for writing an article on the primary keyword, how to cook jollof rice. Suggest the top 20 secondary keywords in descending order of importance. That is, what I mean by descending order of importance is that is the most important first, and then go down like that. And I ask it to give me 20. And in this case, remember that before now, we didn't see Senegalese jollof rice, but it's now actually saying on this order of importance, Senegalese jollof rice is around number 20. Ghanaian jollof rice is actually next to Nigerian jollof rice. So based on current information, I think the Ghanaians are actually doing well recently. So now let's do exact same query. There's another tool that you can use. If you're on your laptop, good for you. Let me suggest a tool that you should use now, Appa. You do not, now the reason why I'm saying that is because you do not have the paid version of ChatGPT, you won't be able to use the recent internet information that's current. So I want to do something close, but not exactly like ChatGPT. That is Appa.ai. So if you have your computer with you, just go on Google, browse Appa.ai, and follow the instructions to install Appa.ai. Just click on Get Free Plugin and follow that process. If you click on get free plugin, it will take you to the Chrome extension. I believe that you're using Chrome. You have to use Chrome. There are 3 browsers I will recommend for you if you are doing AI writing in this age and time. I will recommend 3. Those are the ones that are most popular and they have a lot of plugins and extensions that are working for them. I would say use Chrome. I would say use this one, Opera with a VPN. You should be using it. And the third one is Firefox. Those are the three tools that I use, and this is Firefox, this is Chrome, and this is Opera. I use the 3 of them interchangeably depending on what I'm trying to do. If I'm using Claude, I go to Opera. If I'm using doing regular other things, I use Chrome. There are some extensions which I will quickly show you in a moment that you might also need to use when we start talking about doing your keywords research and all of that. But look at this for a moment, and I already have it, so that's why it's asking me to remove Chrome. But if you don't have it, it should ask you to install it. So when you install it, you should come here. It should give you this H. You should see this H on your screen. I hope you can see it. No. So this is H Hapa. If you're not sure, there is also an extension icon here. If you click on it, you would see Hapa somewhere here, and you need to click on this button here to pin it to your browser. Once you pin it, the button should show blue. You need to pin it to your browser. Hapa should show blue. It has to show blue here. That's when it is active. And when it is active, I will do a quick exercise to show you how you should use your Hapa. But please do that now and follow the task as I'm doing it. So let's type something on Google. Our primary keyword is how to cook jollof rice for a party guest of 10 people. That's what we are. No, so here's how to cook jollof rice. Actually, that's the primary keyword. How to cook jollof rice. That's the what we're using as an exercise in this case. How to cook jollof rice. Good. So now Google has gone in there and suggested lots and lots and lots of very nice and scintillating and exciting jollof rice recipes all over the place. So all you need to do to get Hapa to work is to now click on it, and Hapa will go ahead and mix it up. What Hapa is doing is Hapa is basically summarizing the entire page for you. Just like I said, it will function differently from what ChatGPT will do for you in this case, because the ChatGPT that I'm using is the paid version and it is browsing the internet. So it will browse the internet and combine the most recent information from the internet. Hapa is a little bit different because what Hapa is going to do for you is we'll cover this entire SERP page, that is search engine result page, and we'll then summarize the page for you and give you some information. If you want to use Hapa, all you need to do is type your command. So you can write a question. So what we're trying to do for this task that I just performed with the browsing, we will try to do it with Hapa as well. We're saying act as an SEO expert. You're writing an article on the primary keyword, how to cook jollof rice. So just top 20, secondary keywords in descending order of importance related to the primary keyword. And we will type it here. And we will see what Hapa does for us using this information. Good. Let's see what Hapa does. So Hapa ranks it differently too, different from what we wrote. Hapa ranked it as jollof rice recipe, Nigerian jollof rice ingredient, cooking jollof rice step by step. It's not very far from what we already have from here. So let's try to put the two side by side and compare the difference. I just wanted to show you this part of the tool before I proceed into the other task that I have the presentation. So let's quickly compare the two. This one says Okay, yeah. So let's compare the two. This is the one that is the default browser. Authentic jollof rice. Do we have anything like that here? This one says Nigerian cuisine. Those are the keywords related. And for here, we have the one that is browsing the internet. And it almost matched it, almost. For the top ones, jollof rice recipe, Nigerian jollof rice ingredients. Jollof rice ingredients is number 5 here. Here it's on number 3. Well, we can basically say that, however, Ghanaian jollof rice fell off drastically here on Upper AI. The whole point is these are just ways of us looking at it from just letting you know that if you don't have the paid version for ChatGPT, here is Upper for you. With Upper, you need to have logged into ChatGPT on your own system, and you will have almost a similar representation that Upper is going to give you. So let's go back to our presentation. I think I've been very clear a lot also on those key tips. And I also said here, use synonyms and related keywords to make your writing more interesting and informative. Use long tail keywords, which are more specific and less competitive than short tail keywords. LSI keywords, what are they? Latent semantic indexing keywords. And they are basically conceptually related terms that search engines use to deeply understand the content of your web page or the content of your article or the content of your writing or your application, whatever it is. LSI is basically latent semantic indexing, and they're just words that are conceptually in concept. They are not synonyms. They are different things. There is LSI keywords, but they're also synonyms. But LSI are not synonyms. LSI are just words and phrases that are often found together because they have the same context. So you will always find them around each other. Example being, for example, if your main keyword is dog, the LSI keyword might be pet, animal, breed, training, food. You want to make sure that these words are also in your article. They help to boost the content. They help to boost the quality. They show that you know what you're talking about. You can't talk about dog without talking about pet. So let's do an example. Let's find LSI keywords that are related to jollof rice. So let's do that quick example here. I hope everyone is following. If there's anything you don't understand, please raise up your hand and shout, because I need to speed up now. So, so we'll go through the same construction, and this time we will copy this. I would like to use the one that is browsing the internet. So act as an SEO writing expert. You're writing an article on a primary keyword, how to cook jollof rice. Suggest top 20 LSI keywords. I think we may have done that before. I'm not sure if we covered it, but let's just quickly. In descending order of importance related to the primary keyword. So let's go. Absolutely. LSI keywords are crucial in establishing a thematic consistency and relevance in your article. Here are the top 20 LSI keywords listed in descending order of importance. And it goes ahead and give you all those descriptions and stuff. So basically, notice what we have here: West African cuisine, tomato stew, rice dishes. These keywords, they have to be in your article. You just have to put them there. They could be in different ways. You could put them in the headings. You could put them also in the body of the article. You could put them in the sub-headings. Your goal is to make sure that all these keywords that we have just identified has to be somewhere in your article. They have to be there. I will also get to the point where I show you all of that, how to put them in if they are not there. Let's quickly look at what we did with Upper. Let's give Upper the same instructions that we just gave, so that you see that if you don't have the web browsing version, you can still get your task done with the help of Papa that is looking at the internet and helping you to get your job done. So let's just put it here. The same instructions, we're looking for top 20 LSI keywords relevant to that, and it has gone in there and has extracted it for us based on the current page that is open, saying jollof rice, Nigerian jollof rice, cooking jollof rice at home, jollof rice ingredients list, step-by-step guide to cooking jollof rice. It's the same procedure. You can pick any topic at all, any topic at all. It doesn't really matter. The bottom line is you have to write with all of this context, because we are going to combine all of this into writing or enhancing an already written article. Let's continue. So best practices for LSI keywords. You use them throughout your content, including in your title, just like I said, headings and embody. Use your variety of LSI keywords, both general and the ones that are also specific. Use it in a natural and engaging way. It would help you to avoid keyword stuffing because you are using it differently. You're using different terms, different words that are semantically and contextually related. So let's quickly also talk about keywords density. It's the percentage of times a keyword appears in a piece of content. Which means that, so for example, jollof rice. If you write an article and jollof rice is there, and you're writing an article about jollof rice, the first thing you want to also be aware of is to avoid, we talked something about keyword stuffing. It's not right or not good, not very good to stuff your article with keywords. But you can make sure that's why when you finish writing your article, you should check the keyword density. There is no particular established density that you should use, but I would suggest you should be looking at around, especially for your primary keyword, should be around maybe usually around 1.5 to 3, not more than, in any way more than, I think around 2.5 to 3%. But you don't even want to get near that. You are very fine if you achieve 1.5%. So 1.5%, because at 1.5%, that means that your word would have appeared 15 times out of 1,000 words. So you need to be careful about your keyword density, especially when you're writing articles, especially for maybe Google, but for different purposes. Like now, keyword density used to be a very important ranking factor, but now it has been degraded. It's no longer. Not that it's not necessary anymore, but you could actually be penalized for now using a very high keyword density. So that's where your LSI keywords will help you. Use varying words, use other types of words that are contextually relevant to the article that still helps you to pass across your information. But keywords density may be very important for your SOP, for your resume. It may be very important because, again, what I would suggest is when you look at, for example, if you're writing a job application, what you want to do is you want to look at the job advert itself and analyze the keyword density. Let me see if I can do a quick example for you, especially when you're writing a job application. Let's go to LinkedIn. That's the quick place where I can quickly get something for you on keywords density, just to get you to understand okay, so let's look at jobs. And let me copy a job application, a job advert. Okay, product manager, payment solutions. Let's use this one. Let's copy. So basically, I'm going to copy. Remember that the definition here is the percentage of times a keyword appears in a piece of content relative to the total number of words in the content. So we're going to do a simple task just now. We're going to copy all the content in this job adverts. So that's everything. We want to find the keywords density of this this content, this post. So we'll come back here. Let's maybe open a new chat. And this time we will use advanced data analytics because that's more is more of an expert in analyzing stuff. So let's give you the context. You are an SEO expert and an experienced recruiter guiding applicants through an application process. The job adverts is provided below. Analyze the keywords okay, so let's do it this way. Identify the keywords and analyze the keywords density. Provide your response in a tabular format. Okay. Okay, so basically we want to now, I'll provide the job adverts below. Okay. So I will now type in post the job advert, and then I will go ahead and click enter. And now it will analyze this. So it's doing the task now. So notice it's first identifying all the keywords in this job advert, and then it's now breaking it down into keywords density. Notice the formula that it has provided for you. The formula is number of times keyword appear in the text over the total number of words in the text times 100. I think that's what I also provided here. That a piece of content is 1,000 words long, and the keyword dog appears 10 times. The keyword density will be 1%. That is 10 over 1,000 times 100. So let's get back to all of that. So it's doing the calculation now, and then it will provide us the keywords density. The reason why I'm actually using this as an explanation is if you're using this method to apply for a job advert, you want to focus on that keywords density, because the keywords density gives you an idea of what the job advert and what the ATS ranking will be measuring. If the keyword density is, let's say, 2% or 3% for one particular keyword, you know that your article or your application has to match that keyword density. So when you're actually passing your prompts to the tool, to AI, you have to tell it to match that keyword density. Your goal is trying to make sure that the keyword density, you understand the importance of those keywords. Now look at it. The density. Count how many times the financial services appear there. 1. How many times the commercial banking appear here. 2. How many times the GPS appear here. 4. How many times the developer appear here. 7. It just you immediately get a sense of what this is about. You will do this task for the keywords. You can also do it for the key entities. Keywords like experience, act, develop, have higher densities, indicating their importance in the job role. Company-related terms like GPS and HSBC also show up frequently, suggesting their centrality to the role. Some keywords like global banking and markets and wealth or personal banking did not appear, possibly indicating that they are not directly relevant to this specific role. You don't stop there. You could also do an entity density report. You could also do entity density. Right, what we did here is keywords density. You can also do the same thing for entity density. Let's go back and do the edit the command. You are an SEO expert and experienced recruiter guiding applicants through an application process. The job advert is provided below. Identify the key entities. Now let's change these keywords to entities and analyze the key entity density. Entity density, provide your response in a tabular format. So this time we are changing it from keywords density to key entities density. And now we're going to have the analysis of the key entities that are involved, right? So identify the key entities in the job adverts, count the occurrences of each key entity. So now it's going for entities. Notice how it did keywords the other time, which is completely different from how it's now doing entities. So you have to look at both ways, and you look at the final analysis to help you get a sense of what is very important here. It's important here because now, look at it, 0.13, the one that has 0.19 is product management. So you know that you have to have an experience in product management. Somehow, you have to craft your analysis, your application to show and demonstrate that you have product management experience. There is global showing here, which is showing 0.32% density. It means that you have to have some form of global experience, maybe managing teams across countries. So when I'm writing my application, I will demonstrate how I've managed teams, or manage in an organization where my teams are distributed in different countries. I, of course, do have that type of experience, and definitely I will be emphasizing that in my application. So like I just told you, the way you craft your application or the way you craft your content, you have to think about what's the purpose? Who is my audience? Whose attention am I trying to grab? How do I go about grabbing that attention? And that's why I'm giving you all these concepts: entities, keywords, LSI keywords, and the different types of keywords that are involved in your writing. So best practices. I said use keywords in your title, in your headings, and throughout your content in natural and engaging ways. Use synonyms and related keywords. That's keywords that are contextually related. Use long tail keywords. That's less competitive keywords than short, although they are less competitive than short tail keywords, but they still give you access. They help you to rank better. Avoid keyword stuffing. Avoid it. Don't overuse a specific keywords. Spread it. Spread it. That's where LSI keywords help you in this in your writing process. Now, keywords research. This, remember that in the class notes that I just that I was writing here. Let's go back to the previous one here. I talked about Holy Grail. Yes, the Holy Grail of SEO writing. I talked to you about the relevance, which is about search intent. I talked to you about search volume, which is high volume. And I talked to you also about competition. That is, you're looking for low competition, high volume that match search intent. But how do you know the search intent? We are far gone now, and I believe that I've overused the time, but I will ask for about maybe 15 more minutes to round up. This aspect is very, very crucial. We have to cover it. How to do your keywords research, because doing your keywords research, you haven't even gone into doing the final writing. But like I told you, the final writing is just a couple of commands combining all those keywords and everything that you have. But before you get there, you need to know all these things. How do you even know the words, the keywords that you want to use? We've talked about primary, secondary, long tail keywords. Like, how do you get your primary keyword that you want to use for your writing? I will introduce some other tools to you that are not necessarily AI tools. They are quite expensive. In my presentation, I talked to you about there is RFs, there is SEMrush, there is also Ubersuggest. But I will give you a very free tip today. If you have Google, you can type something called Group by SEO Tools. Just type on Google Group by SEO Tools. This is your key to using all of these tools at almost zero cost. But just to give you an idea of how expensive these tools are, let's go to SEMrush and find out about their pricing. SEMrush pricing. So let's go to plans and pricing for SEMrush. So you have an idea of how expensive they are and why joining this class is going to give you access to basically this thing at an almost a giveaway price. So This is $130 monthly, but it doesn't give you everything, right? It gives you up to 5 projects, 500 keywords to track, 10,000 results per report. The Guru version gives you you pay up to $250. In Naira value today, if you're living in Naira in Nigeria, that is going to give you, that costs you about 250,000 Naira. And this one costs you about 130,000 Naira per month. And if you're using the business one, which is of course one of the most advanced ones, you are going to be paying basically 500,000 Naira every month to use SEMrush. But let me give you a trick of how I get access to SEMrush. I hope you have used, if you have Googled for it, you should try to Google for what I call group by SEO tools. Okay, I think it's here that I mentioned it. Group by SEO tools. If you Google for it, it should give you a lot of options, but I'll tell you the one I use. I use Knox Tools, knoxtools.com. Go to knoxtools.com. I already have access, so I'm just quickly going to log into Knox Tools, and I will log in, and yeah, so, and I will take you to SEMrush in a moment. So you come in here, and I will be able to log in to do site audits. Now, I've talked to you a lot about, so while it is loading, let's quickly talk about SEO tools, SEO and the key themes here, which is search intent, high volume, and low competition. One of the challenges of finding low competition keywords, which are the ones that will help you rank on Google. Remember that we did a search here, and I was explaining to you why. Okay, so this guy is top, MailChimp is #1 here. They are ranking very high for this keyword. What is the meaning of search engine optimization? And for all other ones that are here, why are they down here? Why are these ones down here? Why is this guy not at the top? Why is HubSpot blog? Why are they not at the top? Well, aside from all other stuff, keywords is very important. They have written their keywords. Of course, they also have other things like authority, domain authority, and all of those things. But how do you hack the keyword part of your task? At least if you focus on succeeding with your keywords, every other thing can follow, which is a challenge. If you have if you have low competition keywords, there is a possibility that the low competition, there is a possibility that the volume is low. Okay, so how do you ensure that you can, let's look at this, normal, okay. So how do you ensure that you can, if you try to look for low competition, you're heading for low volume, but you also want to get a high volume, which is what I told you. And the moment you head for high volume, you are possibly heading for high competition. And you don't want to write high competition stuff. Although, I mean, for beginners, it's better to avoid high competition. But what gives you the edge is your keywords research. And that's what I just want to quickly talk us through keywords research. How do I do keywords research to beat the market? One of the things that you will find out is in one of the explanations I was doing to one of my team members the other day, that your low competition keywords are those keywords that a lot of people have searched or are searching about, but has not been deeply covered, like deeply covered. How do you get to that? Your key to getting to that. Notice, I don't know if you have been using Reddit or Quora. So let's put that in the class notes, so you can always Reddit and Quora. I think Is it double R or single R? Let's Quora. Okay, it's single R. Yes, Quora.com. That is what gives you an idea of these are the places where you can get keywords that have low competition but potentially have a high volume. I will tell you a simple task that I did on. So let's go to here. If you want to do so, if you go to Knox Tools, you can see their pricing. Let's just quickly go to register. If you want to actually register on Knox Tools, one thing is, look, I do not have any affiliations with them. I do not know anybody there. I am just using their tools. And I think their tools are, they give me access and I can use a lot of SEO tools that are in there. Let me give you a quick review of all the things that you can have here. And I repeat, I do not know these guys. So if you want, you can use them. You will not even see their link on any of my, even on my YouTube channel that we just opened, nothing like this. But they have so many tools that you can get access to. Jasper Unlimited will cost you about 600 Indian rupee. You can do your quick maths and convert Indian rupee to dollars. You can get also, I think there's Grammarly there's ChatGPT Plus, there's Midjourney, there's just, tons and tons of AI tools that you can use there. And you can also, I think they have a package that you can buy, advanced plan, writer pack, all of that. But I think, yeah, I got access to SEMrush at $169. I mean, 169 Indian rupee. Let's do a quick maths. Convert INR to USD. Let's get an idea of what it is about. So I paid, how much is it here? 169 Indian rupee to get access. So 169, that is about $2. But what this is doing is, why they call it a group buy product is that you're having like maybe up to 1,000 people might have paid for this to get access. So you have like 1,000 people paying $2,000 each. I mean, paying $2 each, right? So $2 to 1,000, that's like 2,000. Now, $2,000, and remember that SEMrush on its own will charge you about, I think I explained to you, about $500 a month to use the most advanced version of SEMrush. So $2 is about 2,000 naira. So compare 2,000 naira to 500,000 naira. So that gives you a sense of how much you're saving if you're using SEMrush through these guys. There are other ones. I think I have SEO tools there. There is also Flick Over. There is Tool Speeds. There is Tools by. If you're writing it, you can take notes. There's Knox Tools, there's Flick Over, there's Tools Speeds, Tools by. But the ones I use is Knox Tools. But you can just do a quick Google search. It will give you an idea. Group by SEO tools. That will give you an idea of all the different versions. So you can see them. There is a tools by, there is SEO group by.io. Be careful so that you don't run into trouble. I would suggest the one I use is Knox Tools because it's easy for me to register and pay for and get access to the tools. So to do my keywords research, I enter in here and I could basically just type Quora, Quora.com and get a domain overview. So this gives me an access to their background. I get everything about Quora, and from there, I will then do a quick search of. So now, look, what this SEMrush is doing is it basically is going to give you an idea of the overall search nation worldwide of all the searches that are going on Quora. Versus how competitive they are, the kind of authority they have, how many words are ranking, where they are ranking, and all of those things. So you get all of that. All of that information is scrapped for you, right? And you can, get like informational. So like all the keywords that are ranking there, and you get a very deep, like the deep access to all of their information. Let's look for keywords overview. And so this is where I do all my research. You can use that link that I shared with you to get access, and everyone can also get access to it. This is not what I'm trying to do now. So let's go back to domain overview. So you can actually also search for your keywords and get your analysis and all of that. But what I'm trying to do today is to get an idea of, to give you an idea of how to do your Quora.com, and it will basically do that stuff again. And I'm trying to focus on US, so I'm not looking for the worldwide. So now total organic keywords. So these are the organic keywords. Let's view the details of the organic keywords. That they're ranking for, and we will then break it down into a list. But while all of this is running, I will so this is an organic research of Quora.com. That's what we're doing now. The reason why I'm doing this is, so let me give you a quick arc of why I'm doing that. So I run a relationship and marriage blog, and this is basically my workflow of doing my keyword research. And why did I settle for using this method to actually find keywords that are ranking? The reason is, if you search a word on Google and you see Quora on the first page, or you see Reddit on the first page, that is your number one flag, that this keyword is potentially could lead me to a high volume keyword and could lead me to low competition. In fact, the moment Quora shows on the first page, when you do a keyword search, it just tells you that this keyword is low competition. The moment you see Reddit, those are the two, especially Reddit, Quora, and all these other, for example, Medium. If you see Medium also on the first page ranking high, that's also a slight indication that that keyword that you have searched is actually low competition. It means that there are potentially a lot of people searching that information, but maybe there's potentially people searching for it, but are not getting detailed brand response or information from branded outfits covering that context. So this is one of the keyword report that I downloaded from SEMrush. I think this one has about 10,000 entries. I think with the one I have, I could download up to 10,000 entries at the same time. And then basically I sorted it based on the position on Google. These keywords, for example, let's look for this one. This one I particularly wrote, I'm writing currently about this one. Are you single until married? Somebody went on Google. And I think in the past month, I downloaded this last month. So in the past month before last month, that was as of maybe August or September, there would have been about 30 people that have searched for this. So if you type it on Google, you will most likely have Quora ranking on number one. Yes. So that was my filter. And notice Quora on number one, Reddit on number two. Some people are searching for this information, but are not getting detailed information. The other people that have written about it, look at it, 2017, 2021. Why is nobody talking about this? Why is people are searching for it, but there aren't many people covering that context? Now, it doesn't mean that every time you search, you get this thing, you always get the right info. But the point I'm trying to tell you is that you should If you're a beginner to writing, you're running a blog or you're running anything around that, you're trying to do your keywords research, SEMrush is your place to go, or any of these other tools that helps you with search, but also try to use Quora as a guide. That's just my go-to advice for beginners. But if you're at advanced level, you might also have your own way of identifying. But I would say this is a no-brainer. It works all the time. You can basically now filter with search volume. I could also upload this data to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to actually analyze this data that I have downloaded. I will talk about, I think, in the next few classes, how to do data analytics with AI and all of that. That's not the purpose for today. The purpose for today is just to guide you through keywords research and how to combine all your information and get all your keywords to the point that you're ready to do your writing. So now I have all the keywords identified, or keywords analysis of Quora.com. And now I can search with, for example, position. I only want top 10 or top 20. So let's say I want you to be on the top 20. If it is not in the top 20, I'm not interested. So it will filter. So all the keywords that are at least on top 20, it will filter it. Then after it has done the filtration, I could come down to volume. And you can apply this for anything. It could be, maybe if it's a Christian organization, maybe it's whatever content you're writing about, anything, you can use this methodology. Let's say I want to focus on volume, but I don't usually use volume to do my filter here. I could use my keywords difficulty. I only want very easy content. So I would say up to a keyword difficulty of 14, and then I'll put the apply. And then it will run it for me and filter it. Look, what I'm trying to tailor down to is I want the keyword difficulty, which is, of course, a derivative of competition. So that is, so let me quickly just capture that. So you have, I talked about keyword competition. It is keyword difficulty is a derivative of competition. Keyword difficulty. If it's difficult, then it has high competition. If it is low, so you are targeting keyword difficulty that are less than 14. That tells you that the competition is, of course, somehow low. Then you come to your the intent. We are looking for informational intent. Notice how we are filtering now. We are filtering down. We're trying to tailor our search for keywords. This is where you're looking for keywords. I mean, if you're a content writer, you're trying to find what ranks well on the internet, this is how you should go about it. So you filter it to information. I'm only interested in informational content. I click apply. It will then filter it down again to only keywords that are about information. After I filter that, I will go down to SERP features. There are other things I could filter with. Once it has completed this filtration now, I will then export the data into Excel and then go. So now I filter it down. So I could also filter with sub features. Let's see which sub feature I want to filter with. It's not coming up. My system. Okay, so came up just now, but my system seems to be hanging up. Okay, I'm not really interested in that. Let's see advanced features. Advanced features. No, I don't need advanced features at this point. So let's try to export. They're all 30,000 based on your limits. So I can now, okay, so now I can actually rank it now. I want to focus only on the ones that are, but I want to rank it based on position on Google. Or I could actually rank it based on keyword difficulty. I could rank it based on that and then use that as a guide. So meaning that, because I want to make sure that the ones that are important come up first. Depending on how, you could also rank it. So I usually rank with either position or with keyword difficulty. I could do the two and download the two versions and then take the two versions to ChatGPT and start doing my game there. All these are, so somebody, look, volume 170, about 170 people in about the last month have been searching how old was Jesus when he turned water into wine. Can you imagine? Would you have believed that 170 people would have gone on the internet to do that? For example, somebody said about 260 people have been searching something like 100 miles over oil change. Look, people are funny and aware, right? But the point is, Quora is ranking for these words, and somebody has been going on the internet to search for these words. That is to give you a concept, the idea of how people, and about 64 people have actually gone into Quora to go and look for that information out of 260 people that have searched for it. This is how you get your data. This is how you fine-tune what you're writing about. You don't just go about writing, you're going about writing content that actually makes sense and that people are searching for it. And this is how you do your tailoring. You're tailoring based on what people are searching for. And I've told you, your best trick, your easy trick to finding this information is just go into SEMrush, use Quora as your guide, and remember that you're getting access through any of these group by SEO tools that you choose to use. So basically that's it. And you could then pick it. So for example, after you have picked, are you single until married? For example, if there's a topic that you're trying to write about. Some people, so you could filter, for example, I could filter this based on search volume, the one that I downloaded about a month ago. I could filter it based on search volume and say, okay, so I could even let's do it like this. Let's do based on descending order of volume. Somebody has been talking about reincarnation plan. What's the idea of reincarnation? So somebody is trying to know what reincarnation means, right? Somebody, let's look at other things that are interesting here that you could write about. So remember that the whole idea is, so let's do a simple exercise actually for the last part of this, the last session, that's last task that I'm doing. We may have to continue another class. The point is, this is such a very wide topic that you can't complete everything in one class. But I'll do a simple task for you, how I do my analysis of keyword search or keywords analysis. So I go to advanced data analysis and I attach the file. So let's go down to my downloads. I have something that I downloaded from Quora. I have something on marriages and stuff. So let's use this one. Open. Okay. So I could give you the command and say, place, set the stage, act as a data analyst that is helping a relationship coach, let's call it a marriage and relationship coach, to identify high volume, low competition keywords. I have attached a keyword research file for analysis. Okay, kindly analyze and provide a list of keywords related to relationship and love. Okay, from the attached file. Okay, provide information about volume, competition, and what else? Keyword difficulty. Okay, I already have filtered it as informational, and I would say provide your answer in a tabular form. Notice how I'm following the process of passing in that prompt. I set the stage, I gave it the persona, I described the task I want, I described the information I want out, the type of output I want, and the format of the output. This is everything that we have taught already on the prompt engineering class and also the AI class, AI masterclass, the other classes that we've had. Just go and watch the video to give you the idea of how I understand how to write all of this. And I can give you like also a format of what I go over when writing this. And I will just do the last prompt now and the class will end. And okay, so I've given you that prompt over there. And so let's just give it the instruction to do the job. And so now that's basically where we're rounding up for today. Unfortunately, it's been a very long class. I'm sorry that I have to take this long, but it's just the nature of, trying to tie in AI with writing and using AI to actually analyze your data and process information and all of that is always very engaging. And, but I really appreciate that you guys came to class and stayed this long. We're just at the end of the class now, and this is the last instruction that I'm giving. We will most likely, okay, so this is that there was an issue with Excel file. Unfortunately, the error message isn't specific enough to diagnose the problem. Could you please provide more details about the Excel file? Okay, so it didn't pick this one. Let's use another file. It seems to have a problem with that one. Let's use the second one. Open, and let's pass the same information. Let's see if it does. So in the subsequent class, I will maybe just show you the entire process of the and now combine all the different functions of actually the writing, the concepts of the writing that we've taught about, and then I'll go ahead and write the last step would have been to now write the last step of the article, which is combine all the keywords, combine everything, and actually pump out the article. But you see, if you follow that process that we've done so far, you can now give it a command to write based on the contents that you've extracted so far. So what you can see now is going over, analyzing my stuff, extracting the information, the volume, the competition, and doing it step by step, and just basically he has identified the top 10 keywords. So now think about it this way. It doesn't mean that, look, let's look at it. He has analyzed and identified top 10 keywords related to relationship and love. He just picked top 10. He decided on his own that he wants to keep top 10. But Science and Inmate really loves you. This is crazy. About 880 people were searching about this. I can't understand it. Some people are searching for gifts for a secret lover. Somebody is talking about, I love the way men love. Somebody wants to understand it. How do men love? Something like that. Love confession letter. Somebody has been asking questions about that. Giving in love, how to give in love. About 140 people. Somebody asked here, love after divorce. My ex-husband wants me back. Some people are asking questions about divorce and reconnecting back to maybe their ex-husband or their ex-wife, and they're trying to get back together. People have actually gone to the internet to search for that information. How did I know? I know because I'm working with data, and I can now go back to Google and say, hey, some people are searching for this. Has anybody written about it? I copy that, I go into Google, I paste it here, and I do a search, right? And Google gives me this. And if I want to do a quick analysis, I click Harper, and Harper will do me a quick job. We just quickly summarize what people have been writing. Gives me the initial concept of what people have actually been, searching on the internet for. and I can dig further and start to extract my primary keywords, my secondary keywords, my LSI keywords, start to put them together, extract the relevant entities that I need to combine into writing it, and then get ChatGPT to give me the outline based on all the entities, keywords, and everything that I've extracted. And ChatGPT will write me the outline, and based on the outline and the keywords, I can now say section 1 on this heading and these sub-headings, combine it with these keywords, write me the first heading. I go to the second heading, combine it with these keywords, write me the second one, and I go step by step. It's simple as that. Thank you very much. It's a lot. Unfortunately, I have to stop here. There's just so much and so much to still learn, but you can all refer back to the videos that will be uploaded, and also in the next class we'll just continue. I will try to maybe make additional videos that you can reference later, but this is just to give you the concept of what today is about. I would say that it's been a pleasure to have you guys here again. If you have questions, you can ask. Otherwise, I would say thank you very much, and that would be all for today.